Welcome back to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going over arithmetic operators in Python. Arithmetic operators, these are just like the mathematical operators like addition, multiplication, and division. So these are also used in Python and programming. So let's get to it. So in Python, we have many arithmetic operators. The first one being the addition or plus arithmetic operators. So let's say we have x of 20 and we have y of 30. Okay, so now let's say that we want to add x and y. So we say x plus y, plus y. So x plus y, this will just basically take 20 and add it to 30, so the output should be 50. Okay, so we see here 50. So that is the first arithmetic operators in Python. Let's move on to the second arithmetic operator, which is the subtraction arithmetic operator. So this is just minus two numbers. So 20 minus 30, we will get negative 10. So if you run this, we get negative 10. So these are just like basic maths arithmetic operators. So let's move on to the second one. This is a multiplication arithmetic operator. So this will just basically take 20 times 30, which will be 600, right? So if you run this, we're supposed to get here 600, and we get 600. So let's move on to the other arithmetic operator. So this is a division arithmetic operator. So this is just the same as the basic one. It will take 20 divided by 30. Okay, so we get 0.66666. Okay, let's move on to the next arithmetic operators. So there are two types of division. Before we move to the next one, there are two types of division. There is also this kind of division. This kind of division, what it does, instead of returning to us like instead of returning to us before this, let's just do this. Let's use the normal division arithmetic operator so that you can see what I mean. If we run this right now, we get 1.333. okay, but if I use this kind of division operator, let's see what we get right now. We won't get the decimal places, we only get the whole number. So it only returns to us the whole number and goes away with the remainders or the decimal float points. So in Python, there are basically two types of numbers. This is something I didn't mention. There are integers like whole numbers, and then there are floats. Okay, floats are like decimal point numbers. Okay, so now there are also two types of multiplications. So there is the first one which we did. We talk about this one over here. This one which you just do the normal multiplication that we know in math. So this time this will get like 300. Okay, we get that. So now let's go over this one. This one is the power, is the exponential. So it will take 20 power 15. So let's do 20 power 2. We should get us like 400, I think. Yeah, 400. Okay, we see we get 400. So that is the exponential operator in Python. So now let's move on to augmented operators. Augmented operators, these are just like enhanced operators. So before we go over this, let me just explain to you something. When we create variable x in the computer's memory, there's a place in the memory where x is stored. So now if we take x plus 2 to it, and then we print x, what do you think the answer will be? To you, you might think that the answer will be 22, because it takes 20 plus 2, which is 22, but the answer is actually 20, and we get 20. Do you know why? Because you have created a place in the memory for x, and that place is not affected when you add 2 to x. So even if you're pulling x out, you're just pulling out the number that you previously stored, because this operation does not affect that memory place. So to affect it, we need to do something known as reassignment. So we take x equals to x plus 2, meaning that after adding 20 to 2, we are going to store it in that place within the memory, so that we can, when we refer to it, instead of us getting 20, we are going to get the new value which will be stored in that memory. So if we run this right now, we get 22. Okay, now that is known as reassignment, but this is very down thing to do, so there's an easier way to do this. So plus equals, so what this will do, this one, it first it will add it and then it will assign it. Okay, this is the post addition augmented operator. So if you run this, we're supposed to get, we get 22. So now this is the post, so it first it adds it and then reassigns it. Okay, now let's try to work on something. This thing works in C++, but I don't know if it will work in Python. Let's try this out. Okay, we get 2. So what it does, it assigns x to 2. So this, it does not work in Python. So what we do in Python is that we take x plus and then equal, means that you add 2 to x and then you assign x back to the new value which you get. So this is augmented operator in Python. So now we'll get 22. So let's move on to the other augmented operators. The next one is the subtraction augmented operator. So now it takes x minus 2 and then is the answer and then reassigns it to x. So that is augmented assignment operators. If you want to do this long way, means that you have to take x and then minus 2. If you run this right now, we'll also get the same answer, 18. Okay, so this is how we use augmented assignment operators. So let's move on to the next, which will be multiplication and then assignment. So we multiply and then we assign it. So we take 20 multiplied by 2, the answer which we get, we assign it back to x. So if you run this right now, you'll get 40. Okay, so there's also division. So now we'll get 10. Okay, 10. Okay, so that's how we work. So these are the augmented assignment operators. So all the other arithmetic operators we have learned, you can use it with the augmented assignment operator. So now let's move on to the next section within our tutorial, where we'll be going over operator precedence. Okay, so see you there. Hello guys, welcome back to this section of the second section of this tutorial. In this section we'll be going over operator precedence in Python. So what is operator precedence? Operator precedence is like the order in which operators are used within a certain arithmetic expression or calculation. You can think of them like the podmass rule in mathematics, for example. So this is where we ended previously, so let's move on. So let's say we have x which is equals to 10. Let's take 10 times to 10, 20 times 10, and then minus 3. Now many people will fail to get the answer to this question. What is the answer to this question? Okay, let's even make it even a bit complicated. Let's minus this and then we multiply. So what is the answer to this question? Most people will get this wrong. They will take 20 minus 10, they will get 10. 10 times 3, they will say 30. No, but that is wrong according to mathematics, because in mathematics we have a certain hierarchy in which the arithmetic operators are used. So if we print right now x, so let's see what we get. We will not get 30. We got negative 10. But why? It's because we take, in mathematics we usually start with the multiplication arithmetic operator is higher in the hierarchy compared to the subtraction operator. So what Python does, it multiplies 10 times 3, which you get 30, and then 20 minus 30, which you get negative 10. That's why we are getting negative 10. So to simply understand this, there's a short way of doing this. So let me just show you the short form of doing. To remember this, it is called the podmass. Now podmass, the B stands for the bracket, so we start with the brackets. The O, we deal with the exponents. The D, we deal with the division. The A, we deal with the addition, and then the S, we deal with the subtraction. So by the way, yes, it's supposed to have only one S. Okay, so there's an error. So podmass with single S. So B for brackets, O we can think of for exponents, D for division, M for multiplication, addition, and then subtraction for the last one. Okay, so let's move on. Let's try to apply this here. So let's write the same thing here, podmass. Okay, so now let's use podmass to evaluate this expression that I'm going to write here. So 20 times 50 minus 40 times 10. What do you think the answer will be using the podmass rule? So I will leave this for you to think about it. Okay, just take a minute, use the podmass rule to evaluate this expression. So if you finish, I'll show you what the result is. Okay, now welcome back. So what the result is here, there is brackets, so we start with brackets. So we'll take 20 times 50, which will get 1000, right? So 1000, you're out of the bracket. So we don't have exponents. Is there any division? We don't have division. So there is multiplication. So the new expression after dealing with the bracket will be 1000, right, minus 30 times 10. So what will the answer be here? We can see that multiplication has a higher precedence than subtraction, because subtraction is the last one. So what will happen, this will be multiplied, and the answer which we get to minus it from this. So this times this, which will be 300, 1000 minus 300, which will be, I think, 700. So if you did everything right, the answer should be okay. This one is an error. Okay, so you just run this. Hopefully the answer is 700. Yeah, it's 700, because 700. So that is how you work with the precedence in Python. So there's something that you have to know, that the exponents have a higher precedence than the other. So this e here, you can think of it like e, so bed mass. You can think of like a bed mass. So where e is a exponential. So exponential, we have known that it's this one. Okay, so that is the exponential one. So now let's put here multiplication, and now let's think what we'll get. So this we should put it simple value. Let's put 3, and in here we should put 2. So I leave this up to you. Just try to work out and see what the answer will be. But we'll start with the brackets. We get 1000, and then with the exponential arithmetic operator has a higher precedence, so it will do the exponent, so it will get to multiply it by 1000. So 3 power 2 is 9, so we actually get about 9000. So let me just do it for you here. You get 9000. Yeah, we got 9000. Okay, so that is a precedent operator precedence in Python. So this brings us to the end of this section here. So the next section will be going over some operators in Python, so see you there. Hello guys, welcome back to the third section in this tutorial. In this section we'll be going over some of the basic math functions in Python. So these are just built-in methods that we can use to carry, built-in methods and functions that we can use to do various operations in Python mathematically. So let's get to it. So let's say we have x here. X is maybe 2.7888. Now let's say you want to find its absolute value. So you say ABS, which is for absolute, and then find absolute value of x. So now if you print the absolute value of x, we know that absolute value of a number, this should be negative. The absolute value of a number will always return positive. So if we run this, we'll get positive 2.7888. Okay, that's so the absolute. Just that's what it is in mathematics. We tend to have the absolute value of any number. Even when you put in here a positive number, it will also return to us positive. If you put in negative, whatever number we put in, it will return to its positive version. Okay, so that's what the absolute function does. Let's move over to the round function. So round. So in Python, if you're using this editor, Visual Studio Code, if you just hover over the function, you can see it takes in a number, a float number, and it returns to you its rounded value. So if I run this right now, we'll get 3, because 2.7888 has been rounded up to 3. So that's what it does. But if you want to work with more math functions in Python, we just import the math module. So you say import math. Okay, so there we go. So now we just say x is 2.44455. Okay, any number. Okay. Okay, So now let's go over the first method that you can use, seal, and then math. So it's math.seals. Okay, it's math.seal, and then you pass in whatever value that you want to find, we want to seal it to. So if this is going to round it up, so it has already rounded it up and we got 3. The other method that we can use is the flow method. So let's run this to see what we get. So we get 2, so it has rounded it down. Okay, so there's round up and round down. So these are just some of the basic math methods in Python. If you want to, we can cover all of them. This is just an introduction, give you where to look at if you want to work with math methods. So you just press math and then dot. You can see all of this. You can work with math methods in Python. Okay, there is a square. So if you find the square of any number, you put in x. So if you run this right now, it's going to give us the square of x of so that is the square of x. So let's remove this so the square of 2 is 4. So if you run this, we get 4. We didn't get 4. This was okay, the square method. Let's try to run it again. For some reason we're not getting the square roots. I'm not just familiar with this method, so just explore. There are many things, some of them I don't use them, so just try to work with them to see how you can get better at it. You can even get better than me. So you can just I will post a link in the description below of where you can find more math methods. So you can just go to Python 3 math methods, okay, or math methods. You can search this in Google. It will give you a documentation. You can just click the first link to give you a ton of documentation of how to work with these math methods in Python. There are many math methods out there, so just go. Oh, okay, I just made a mistake. So the square root of a number, so it's going to return, if you run this right now, the square root of x of 4 is 2. Yeah, so I remembered it. So the square root of a number is just the square root. So if you say the square root of 100, you should get 10 back. Okay, and here we get 10. So that's what math method does. So just go to Python 3 math methods, search it in Google. It will give you a ton of math methods if you want to work with this much, but just know the very basics. It will take you places. Okay, if in case you do projects and you run into situation where you need more methods, that's when you can read that documentation, or you can just research it now. Okay, so thanks for watching this tutorial. If you have any inquiries or any question, leave it in the comment section below. I will try to do my best to get back to you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like, share this video. You can also follow me on Instagram at FreezoTech. In case you want to have like any personal questions, you can follow me there. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and follow this channel. Thanks for watching.